Hello, Internet, and welcome to a GGK Presents One Shot. I realized I was about to say a number of other things and realized that it's none of those things. But thank you all for watching this video. Should we decide to put this up on YouTube, we are running a little, prototype one-shot that I've been working on for a little while now, that we have named Coda to Immortality. We are going to be playing, or these four fine people are going to be playing as gods using the D&D 5e system. The game's going to take place at level 15. And other than that, they don't really know much else, but they've all picked a god from modern some sort of mythology, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But we'll get more into that and the details of what everybody's playing here in a second, and talk a little bit about the game as I explain some things to my players. Just a couple of announcements before we get started. We have our GG giveaway going. We're giving away a copy of Mordecai's Tome of Foes. Make sure you check out Twitter to look for the link on that. We'll be giving away a number of other things for each threshold we hit. Again, all of that is on our Twitter, so if you're interested, please go over there and check that out. Otherwise, if you're interested, or if you like what you see here, you want to watch anything else that we're doing on the channel, go over to our either Twitter or Twitch page, and you can see all of our scheduling and announcements, everything that is upcoming, all the games we're going to be playing in. Also go over to our YouTube. You can catch up on anything that you've seen before. You probably watched this on YouTube, so that's a little redundant, but you can go and check out other playlists and see what else we have done and are doing. That's it. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the game because I want to go ahead and get through some of the stuff. So, like I said, everybody here is playing a different deity. I think we'll do the descriptions and stuff of how you embody this deity once we actually start the game itself. It takes place, or the game itself sort of takes place outside of time. We're not really going with a certain modern or non sort of timeline. Your depiction of your god can fall anywhere between their ancient depiction to a modern day adaptation of them, depending on what you guys have decided to do. A couple of little things to let you guys know. So this game is not going to be your typical one-shot dungeon crawl, slay the monster sort of thing. It's going to get a bit weird. So we will kind of fall through that or stumble through that as it comes up. It's going to be a bit competitive between the four of you. So we will also get to that when it arrives, but I want everyone to sort of prepare themselves for the fact that you're probably gonna hate each other. So we'll again address that. A couple of other things. Because you are all deities, I'm giving you all an extra little mechanic that I've come up with. Each character is going to start with 3 sacred fragments. Now, these are not physical objects. These are more manifestations, metaphysical representations of your own power, or what remains of your power. So every mark on your screen somewhere, or so you keep track of them, and I want you to make sure you keep track of them, those 3 fragments. And I'll tell you what you can do with them here in a second, as soon as I turn off the background chat beeps, so I don't have to listen to you guys beep all over the place the entire time. There we go. Let's see. Sorry, I will put the rest of your tokens on the screen. I just realized I got halfway through doing that and just went, nope. I'll do that as I talk. So the fragments themselves can be used in a few ways, but you can expend a fragment at any time, no action required. Just tell me you're going to do it, and you do it. Now, what the fragments can be used for is sort of up to you, but you can use them primarily to undo one event that has occurred in the last 6 seconds. You can thereby gain the opportunity to re-roll any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll to avoid event entirely. This can also be used to cause other creatures to repeat events as well against their will. So essentially, it's a little bit of altering the fabric of time and space to your advantage. You can also expend a fragment to cancel out the use of another divine fragment. So anybody can use theirs at any time. You can use it to screw with other people, but you might get screwed back. So everybody understand that? You guys have any questions on how those are going to be used? No? Okay. Question, can you guys actually interact with your tokens, or are they just pictures on the screen for you?
Yeah, I can interact it.
Okay. Can you change the stats and stuff on them so you can keep track of your hit points and everything?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's all I need to know. Ready? Anyone have any questions? No?
What do we get if we win?
You'll find out.
Okay.
We'll get to that in a second. So I will do my little intro here. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You were once divine. Perhaps you still are, though few can remember. Born in a time of cruelty and wonder, where mortals dreamed of life and death among the stars, and the corners of the earth were still unknown to most living souls. There, you were born. As flint was first taken to stone, the spark gave birth to an ember of wonder and curiosity, the seed of immortality. The ember flourished, thrived, and grew into a roaring blaze, and from that blaze, the divine spawned. In legend and myth, you carved your wonders upon the world. Your existence inspired mortal kind, and mortal kind's inspiration fed your wonder. Your reign spanned across deserts, plains, and mountains, along white and golden city streets. From the pinnacles of grand ziggurats and pyramids to the lapping shores of the azure ocean, they worshipped you fervently, accomplishing great wonders and committing great atrocities in your name. They threw their bodies into the great inferno to draw its brilliance ever higher. Alas, as with every flame, it consumes all until nothing remains but ash, as it was with your acolytes. In the end, the fervency of their faith consumed them, and you found yourselves cast adrift in time. You became a passive observer to the fate of the world, lacking the power to intervene. They ceased constructing grand monoliths in your image to instead build shining silver bridges and towers. They hung the tapestries they stitched in your image behind panes of glass and compiled tales of your power in dust-coated tomes. Century after century passed, and your light continued to fade until nothing but darkness remained. An eternity of darkness. Enough time to forget one's purpose or one's identity. And then the curtain rises.
Oh no, did he freeze?
Oh, he froze.
No.
Oh, nope, he's back.
You're back.
When did I freeze?
Each.
Okay. Each one of you, your eyes open, blinking, in a dazzling room. Unfamiliar to you, yet familiar. You stand now in corners of an enormous golden opera house, draped with crimson tapestry. Murals of cherubs and angels playing curling horns hold vigil over this grand space. And an omnipresent music reflects off the walls, coming sourceless from every direction, soft but growing. It is here that, for the second time, you come into existence. I'm going to go ahead and have you each sort of explain or describe your appearance as you're standing somewhere within this opera house and seeing one another standing in the aisles, on the balconies, somewhere around. Start with Kyle.
All right, so I'm playing Anubis. At the moment, he looks like what people would consider a normal human male. A little bit tall, so like 6'2", 6'3", kind of broad-shouldered, almost fit, wearing the old version, I guess, of like a full black suit, almost like Loki was in Thor Ragnarok. Long black hair that is not tied down. The only thing that would like show that he's not fully human is that his eyes are completely black. He's got these runic tattoos like covered across his face and kind of down his arms and hands, and he is standing at the highest balcony looking down at everyone, half in shadow, half in not.
Okay. Alex.
So I will be playing Shiva. He looks kind of grayish, long black hair. He is an Aasimar, because apparently I like playing Aasimar. Kyle put a lot more thought into what his character looked like than I did. Yeah.
All made up on the spot, buddy. All made up on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah. The hair is long, but it's all, braided, and there are beads and stuff throughout, and so lots of attention paid, and kind of the hair's done up a little bit, but yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Anywhere specifically you want to be standing as well in the space, or?
I think in an aisle.
In an aisle. Okay. The other two of you, I think, are together. Savannah or Dylan?
Yeah, sure. I'm playing Apollo, the Greek god of the sun, music, healing, archery, plague, young men.
Okay, go.
Etc. Etc. But
he has many titles.
I am a man of many titles, and I have messy curly hair, full head of curly blonde hair, and a little on the taller side, fair skin, but his eyes are sort of what sticks out. They're golden almost, and they seem to have a sort of light behind them. They almost look like they're glowing, like they're almost emitting sunlight. Yeah, just in his sort of regular armor, carrying a lyre, ready to rock, and definitely hanging out on the stage.
Okay. And Savannah?
Yes, I look a lot like my twin brother, Apollo. I am playing Artemis, goddess of the moon, the hunt, the wilderness, and in particular, protector of women. I'm the same height as my brother, thin and lithe, pale skin, very, very long, sort of wavy, blonde, almost silver hair, and shining silver eyes to match, as if there's moonlight coming through. They carry a longbow on my back and a net at my hip.
Who's a net?
Wow, no one else got their descriptions rudely interrupted by jokes.
I'm sorry.
I see how it is. And I forgot what else I was gonna say.
And a net at their hip?
Yep. And she's wearing relatively plain leathers and a cloak.
Okay.
And I am standing in one of the let's see, we're at an opera house, in one of the balcony boxes, like nearest to the stage, looking down on my brother.
Okay. And I think at this moment, as you all come in and sort of survey your surroundings and have that first moment of realization, you all see each other throughout the opera house, and you all know who each other are immediately upon first seeing them. It might not be your first interaction with this individual. What do you do?
This is quite the curious collection of us.
Yes, it's interesting to see us all here. I don't know why, though.
Apollo,
Yeah.
this seems a lot like your work.
Well, I was thinking this might have been Dad's doing, but I don't know. Maybe Trial of Champions?
We all woke up and you were standing center stage.
Dad knows me best. What can I say? He knows I like the spotlight.
I think at that moment there is a sort of rustling behind you, Apollo, and the curtains begin to pull as the music swells, and a bit of light exudes from backstage as a man comes. You hear the sound of footsteps as a man comes walking out onto stage, saying, "Oh, Apollo, ever the daddy's boy," and you see stepping out just behind you a tall, sort of gawky individual with deep-set blue eyes and a sallow complexion, wearing an emerald green tuxedo. He steps out, he looks around the room, and he says, "Oh, they're all here. Please come down, each one of you. We should get started soon." And the music begins to sort of rise and go into more of a crescendo.
I do a sweet flip and land on stage.
All right, sweet flips.
And
roll an acrobatics check.
Ooh, she's gonna do a superhero landing.
No, I'm way more graceful than that. An acrobatics check?
Yeah.
Okay. 29.
29. Okay. You do sweet flips. And you vault off of the balcony, somersaulting in the air, and with barely a sound land on the stage.
I totally like fist bump my sister. Nice. And then how close are these guys to me?
It's just one, and he is probably about 20 or so feet away from you, pretty close, and he's walking towards you.
Okay, then I hold my fingers straight out, just pointing at him, and look at Artemis and say, "Yeah, told you it wasn't me."
We'll see.
Seeing the sweet flip, he's just like, "Yeah, no, I can't do that." And he takes a step back into the shadows, and then from probably probably 10 feet away from the stage in a pit of shadow, he just rises from that.
Does it go from the shadows?
Yeah, I so want to.
I look at Apollo and I go,
Repositioning.
I look at Apollo and I go, Edgelord.
Now, yes, in this day and age, yes.
The man on the street says, "Someone's been playing too much Overwatch."
He is my favorite character, what can I say?
Shiva?
Shiva's just gonna, without saying a word, just slowly, well, not slowly, but at a normal pace, walk forward and just using his great axe as kind of a walking stick, just dunk, 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 just very implacably moving towards the stage.
Okay, and
kind of hop up.
I think it probably takes about 30 or 45 seconds, because it's a massive, like, grand opera house, and it's just walking down the aisle, and there's sort of this impatience, and the man looks at a watch. And
You guys ever seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
As Shiva does the roll onto the stage. Yeah. No, the as you make it up onto the stage, the man rubs his hands together and he says, "Excellent. Welcome, each one of you. Anubis, Shiva, Apollo, Artemis, appears everyone's here. Welcome to the Opera House. Anything I can get for each one of you while you're here before we begin?"
Yeah, what's going on?
Yes, answers would be nice at this point.
Well, I suppose straight to the point then. I figured we'd have some pleasantry, maybe get some tea, or it's been a while since I imagine any of you have enjoyed much. But all right, you stand here within the grand theater of the gods, constructed by myself. You may refer to me as the maestro. Here, you, chosen few, may return to your former splendor by proving your wonder and demonstrating the value of your existence. And, well, by demonstrating your value, your mantra, your power, and perhaps your glory shall once again shine upon the world. If any one of you is able to prove yourselves here upon this stage, then you may return to your seat of power and your divinity once again. To put it simply. Questions?
How?
Well, that's the bit there. There will be some challenges that will be presented to you. I will be observing and, of course, guiding you along these challenges that will be presented. Each one of you, or whoever performs the best amongst them, or earns my favor in doing so, will be granted seeds of your power and may perhaps return to your seat of divinity.
Do I know who this guy is?
No, and I'm kind of giving you all a bit of like omniscience, and basically a lot of things you're seeing and knowing bits of history and lore. That's why you're able to recognize each other. You do not recognize this individual. Big old question mark.
Question mark green. He's the Riddler.
No.
So he says, any questions beyond that, I'm sure will be answered as you go. But as I said, I'll be giving you all, be scoring you, I guess you could say, for your efforts in each of these challenges. The person that does the best will, of course, receive the top marks for it. Anyone else will receive some accommodations as well. At the end of all of this, once you've completed the challenges that have been set before you, then we will announce or declare a winner. Seem reasonable enough?
Yeah, I like a little competition.
It's
And
more
of course,
fun
the
than
rest
our
of-
last several thousand weekends.
And of course, the rest of you will return to whatever you were or were not doing before. Excellent. Well, if there are no further questions, and he kind of claps his hands again, and as the curtains continue to draw back and the light emanates from the stage, you watch as appearing upon the stage itself, you see three archways form. Each one made of marble, same sort of ornate depictions, inlaid with white marble, inlaid with gold, pictures of cherubs and angels, and all sorts of flowery stuff on the edge of the archway, equally spaced across the stage, each one shimmering with energy as you see some sort of portal leading within. And he says, it does not matter which one you choose first. I would recommend that you all do them at the same time, however.
Anybody got any preferences?
Well, whose people read left to right and whose read right to left, I think majority wins.
Fair enough.
We kind of read up and down, but it is up to you at this point.
I
Then
should know this.
Left to right?
Left to right.
left to right it is.
Okay. And as you move towards the portal, seeing this archway before you, in an unfamiliar language, which you all are able to read, above the archway, you see the word riches kind of inscribed upon its surface. And you all step through. So at this second, we'll kind of step away from the characters, and I'll explain sort of how this is all going to work. As you accomplish or are confronted with these challenges that have been set before you by the maestro, you will gain divinity for each for your feats and your choices as part of this challenge. For the person that performs the best, they will be granted the lion's share with of divinity, the one, and then subsequently from there. And we're going to determine best to worst mostly through skills and ability checks and things of that nature. Also, I may give bonuses for different sort of role-playing choices and stuff. So I may grant you a certain plus or minus, but in the end, whoever rolls the highest is the one that wins. That we sort of scale down from there. It's going to be based on the challenges. You'll receive 5, 4, 3, or 2 points of divinity, or essentially points, for your efforts. And whoever has the most at the end wins. Make sense?
And this is separate from our 3...
The fragment, the shards.
Fragment
That's
shards.
separate from the shards. Yeah. This is just, you can just think of them as points. All right. So as you step through the door, the book rises on Act 2. You step through this portal, the energy shimmering, and out into a glorious hall, lorded over by rich tapestries and ornamentation. As you step out into this space, it is an era that is slightly past the dawning of each one of your own, I think, periods of time. You see an era of medieval history. You see lords and ladies all gathered in this magnificent ballroom, lining the walls, and you can see in front of you at the sort of precipice, the pinnacle of this room, you can see sitting there upon a magnificent golden throne, a king, essentially, as anybody would recognize, a man dressed in white robes lined with red and gold, and wearing a tall golden crown upon his head, wizened with age and experience. He sits there staring out over all of you. However, everything is sort of frozen for a moment, stopped in time. Nobody seems to be recognizing you specifically or reacting to your presence. And over kind of in your minds and in this sort of omnipresent voice, once again, the maestro says, "A mighty lord with all worldly goods that could ever and have ever been obtained. He has conquered nations, and their people have surrendered their worth to him in abundance. Why should he pledge his worth to you?"
Everything dies in the end, and no matter the amount of riches you have, it means absolutely nothing when you come to my domain.
As you begin to speak, Nubis, everybody else sort of remains in this like monochromatic coloring, but Anubis, you step forward and suddenly everything is moving and people are looking towards you, and nobody's reacting to the sense that you're a god or to your presence, which leads you to believe that this may not be fact or reality. But the king looks down at you and weighs your words. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. If you have anything you want to add to the roll, you can certainly use it.
Well, here we go, boys. $20?
20, nice. The king looks down in your direction, and sort of muses for a second on your words before speaking out and saying, "The life beyond the one we live is one that is worth devoting one's worth and one's soul to, though is not the value of the divine in offering comfort on the other side, rather than inevitability."
Comfort is what you make of it in my realm. You will either do it or not. I will just show you the path. But that path is going to be long and somewhat dangerous. If you had a guide, then it would not be as horrible as others believe it to be.
He thinks on your words for a moment and nods, sitting back in his chair. So you rolled a 20. I'm going to give you a +3 to that roll for that, because that was fairly persuasive. So I think that brings you to a total of 23. All right. There is, as Anubis finishes that, everything sort of fades and sort of resets in that moment, and you all sort of have a better idea, I think, maybe, of how this is going to work. Who would like to go next? And it's beyond that was a persuasion check. However you want to perform or act in these moments, it obviously is dictated by it. And if you want to make an argument, if I say make a check and you want to make an argument that you want to do a different check, just let me know.
Shiva will step forward next.
Okay.
You claim to have conquered many. I have conquered and will conquer all. Your riches are meaningless in the grand scheme of things. Even the afterlife, this endless cycle of reincarnation, will come to an end at some point. It is meaningless to maintain the value here, and you should submit and accept me as your better.
That feels more like intimidation.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good with that because I got a +10 in that.
Oh, nice.
That's just a 20.
Okay, still 20. He leans forward as you say that, and you see the guards around the room beginning to step forward with their swords and shields at the ready. The knights sworn their fealty to the king at this threatening force that now stands before them. And the king holds up a hand and says, "One conqueror stands before the other. What value do you have? What do your conquests have over mine?"
Mine are eternal and will outlive even me. Yours will flow away like dust in the wind.
It's difficult given the situation. So I was gonna give you a negative initially because of the sort of confrontation there and the nature of that. But what I'm gonna say is that that'll cancel out. So I'm gonna say the 20 holds in that situation.
Okay.
Still pretty good. All right. That will put it to either Apollo or Artemis as everything sort of fades and resets back into its form.
I'll go. I don't step out in front of him. I use my mega stealth to sneak around behind his throne. And hope he doesn't see me.
Interesting. I'm not going to have you make the stealth check because that doesn't feel like what you're going for here, other than just the... well... Try to decide. Are you? What are you doing once you get behind the throne?
I'm going to talk to him, but I'm going to make sure he doesn't know I'm there first.
Interesting. Okay. Unless the stealth check is what you're going for your skill, I'm going to let you succeed on it.
Okay.
To get behind him.
I'll do something else.
You're a god.
I'm going to sneak around.
I see where this goes from here.
I'm going to sneak around behind his throne. And very gracefully, without him noticing me, hopefully, slink around and then sit on the arm of his throne.
Okay. I think in that moment he flinches as suddenly you appear next to him and turns his head towards you with a look of surprise. The knights once again reacting in your direction, drawing their blades and beginning to move towards the throne.
I would not presume to tell you, your majesty, that the things you've gathered in this life don't matter. I would tell you they need a protector. Even when you die, as all mortals do, you can live on. What you've garnered here does not have to mean nothing. The people remember their king. Legacies live on. The people remember a kind king, one who protected them, one who worshipped a god who watched over their hunters, their mothers. You can follow me and I can protect you. And you can live on forever as the king who protected his people. And then I'm gonna do another sick flip. Because I guess that's my thing. I just stand up on the arm of his chair and flip off and do like a very impressive... what kind of arrows do I have in here? I got it! I'm gonna take... Is there like food and stuff around? Is there like an apple or something?
Sure.
I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna throw it, and try to get it to like cock off to one side and do a seeking arrow. And so I'll shoot straight, and the arrow will go and then curve and hit the apple.
All right.
It's very impressive and magical.
I think that is very impressive and magical. So I'll have you make... I mean, you're displaying... You're trying to persuade him through a feat test of skill, essentially.
Yeah. That's what I'm good at. I'm not good at just talking to people.
All right. Make an acrobatics check.
$28.
Oh shit. Okay. 28. The arrow goes firing off wide towards a group of the and you don't have to roll for it because it's the seeking arrow. It's just gonna hit it because the apple can't make a dexterity.
I think it's a save. Yeah, it is the dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, the apple will auto fail on that. Unless it was a mimic. As the apple goes flying off to one side, the arrow goes flying off the other. There's a cry of panic from the lords and ladies across the one side of the room as as the arrow goes careening towards them, and then at the last second, kind of curves off to the left, strikes straight through the core of the apple, and then pins it to the wall on the far side of the room with a.
I turn around, I look at him, and I say, "The people remember those who protect them."
Okay. I think he nods in that moment, and his guards stand back, and I'm gonna for the display. I'll give you a. Trying to decide if what the modifier would be for that. I'll give you a +2 to that roll for your persuasive. So that'll put you at a total of 30. All right, so the bar's been set there. We've got the 28, 23, or 30, 23, and 20. And Apollo, only you remain.
Well, you seem like a reasonable fellow. I'm not going to try and seduce you with any fancy flips and tricks. I'm going to be upfront with you, much like we should be. In the end, we all know that money, riches, gold, it's meaningless. Money changes. We go from coins to paper, and eventually it all crumbles to dust. But stories and music, that lives on forever. Word of mouth, the power of song, the power of imagination, that transforms. It doesn't just die. So you can keep your money and live a happy life if that's what you want. But if you want to be remembered, if you want to be a hero, if you want to be feared, if you want to be revered, if you want to have holidays, then you need a story. You need people to talk. You need people to sing your praises, sing how you caused your enemies to fear you. So if you follow me, I can bring you the love of your people, the fear of your enemies, and it will live on through the ages. And you can use that to get your money. You can use that to get your riches. But if you want to be all-powerful, then you'll want to follow me and have people sing of you forever.
Okay, damn. I'm gonna have you roll advantage on that one. Persuasion check.
My heart is like pounding in my chest right now. I'm like shaking. So advantage persuasion, you said?
Yeah.
All right. $32.
Oh. All right. I was also going to give you a plus to that roll too, but I don't think that is really necessary at this point. He stands up from his throne in that moment after your words have kind of rang throughout the halls, and looks around the room and all the glory and all the riches. And says, "If you will craft this story for me, if you will show me this way, then I will follow you." And I think he bends the knee to you. All right. At that moment, everything fades and vanishes. And you find yourselves standing on the stage once again. That portal now vacant and motionless, and the maestro stands behind you and says, "A stirring performance, truly, truly. Very well done, all of you. Whichever you wishes to go, whichever doorway you wish to proceed through next, by all means, make your choice." So, in this case, I think Apollo won the round. So, 5 points to Apollo, 4 to Artemis, 3 to Anubis, 2 to Shiva. And the first round ends. So you have 2 gates before you start.
We go to the next.
Yep.
Yeah, down the line.
Okay. This one, as you step through, you see the engraving there once again in that unfamiliar language that somehow you can read. It says Gate of Glory. You step through, and this time, not in the confines of a building, but out onto sweeping fields of green, stained with red. As you see the ground stained red with the blood of thousands who have died. Hundreds lay dead and dying upon the ground. A wave of bone and leather-clad warriors descend onto the last fragments of a broken army, encircled at the center of this glen. As you see the movement coming forward, everything freezes once again in a moment, and you hear the maestro say, "A battle to be etched in eternity into the annals of history. Though the victor is yet to be decided. How and to whom will you lend your power? How will you best mark your brilliance in this moment?" Who wants to go first? Like I said, you have this massive field, this clearing. You have this army descending. You have this encirclement of knights at the center. And you have dead and dying soldiers lying across the ground and from both sides in all directions.
I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I'll go first.
All right, Apollo. You step forward as the scene begins to come into motion once again. What do you do?
I guess I should pick a side.
You should pick a side. Or not. That's up to you.
Let's see.
And don't be afraid to use your abilities too. This doesn't have to be just skill checks. You can augment it with like spells and other things you guys have. I just want to make sure that's clear. Like what Artemis did before.
So, could you just sort of describe what the two sides? Are they like a line of armies coming together?
It looks like there might have once been a line of armies, but right now it's kind of in a circle. It's like the end of Return of the King. You sort of have the armies of one side kind of sweeping out this much larger force. Then you have this encirclement, probably 50 to 100 so knights at the center, all kind of clustered together, their swords and spears and shields drawn, ready to stand against this army.
Are there any flags sort of identifying either army?
There are, but for the sake of this, we're not really going to identify the sides. There isn't necessarily like a, high ground. It's red team versus blue team. We'll just go with that.
Sweet. Well, I've always been a big fan of the underdogs. So I'm going to head over to the smaller group of knights.
Okay. I think as you think that, it's not so much like you have to run over there across the field. As you think that, you are suddenly among them.
Cool. And I sort of yell over the, because I'm assuming it's pretty loud.
It is pretty loud.
But I yell, sorry I'm late. Not always been the best with timing, but if you want to leave now. And if you want to stay and fight, then we're going to stay and fight. I don't know who you're fighting for, what you're fighting for, but I figured you looked like you could use my help. So now's your chance. If you're a coward, get out of here. But if you're ready to fight to the death, then let's fight to the death. Does anybody leave?
Well, I'm gonna have you make a check first. So let's go with the man. I guess it's a persuasion check.
Cool.
But I'm gonna. That was pretty bad.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give you disadvantage on the persuasion check.
Oh boy. Okay. 24.
24. Okay. I think some of them falter, and they the sound of your voice, this person that is now among them yelling at them to try to inspire them. I'm going to say none of them leave, but none of them seem just thrilled by your words at this point.
Are any of them, I'm assuming they're looking pretty beat up?
They are.
Then I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds, which I can get up to 6 of them.
Okay.
And they will regain 3d8.
Yeah.
Something.
I won't make you roll for it, just the usage of the spell, and mark the skills and spells that you guys are using too, because that is being used. So you cast the spell, and there is this wave of like light that emanates from you, like this beacon of sunlight at the center of this army. And you watch as many of the soldiers, their wounds begin to heal, the blood begins to fade, they become rejuvenated and revitalized. You see some of them on the ground that were lying dying begin to rise as well. They're being pulled up by their comrades, and they look to you a little more inspired in this moment than they were by your words, and they begin to rally, and as they stand there ready to face, they don't move towards the army, but they prepare themselves for the strike, and the armies at that moment clash, and that's where the scene sort of stops. And
oh, dang it.
And you have that, and the whole thing resets. Now, I was going to give you a pretty hearty negative for that speech there at the beginning, but the healing did kind of offset that. So you had a 24 to begin with. Okay, that goes down to only goes down to a 23 because I was giving you like a -3 and then give you a +2 for the healing. So, all right.
Can I use one of my shards
to
redo that?
You can.
All right, cool. I'm gonna use one of my shards then.
All right. You reverse time, and you suddenly find yourself standing amongst them once again.
And just sort of under my breath, I go, I should have led with the healing last time. And I get their attention. I yell, men! Today is the day that you either fight, and you will see and hear yourself praised in songs, or your families will hear how you fought and died even though you knew that it was hopeless. Either way, there will be songs about your actions today. And I Mass Cure Wounds them again.
All right. This time, persuasion check, no disadvantage.
Cool. Okay. That is a worse than I did last time. 22.
22. It's actually going to end up being better because with the healing, I'm going to give you the same bonus because you did the same thing. So it goes up to a 25.
Okay, cool.
So with the healing, everybody, there's that roar of the soldiers as they stand to meet that confronting army, and they begin to push forward at the last second, shields up, spears out, as the armies collide with each other, and you reverse back to resetting. Now, and as that moment, as it resets, you all notice that Apollo, who'd been sort of glowing and everything at this moment, is a little dimmer than he was before, as he exhibits or uses some of his own divine energy to power himself in that moment.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Did I still use both spell slots since I used the shard, or did I just use the one?
You just use the one.
Cool.
Yeah, it reverses, so you get that ability back, and then you do it again. So, all right.
Can I go?
Yeah.
I'll go. Okay. Can I tell? So it resets like to where they were before Apollo did that, right? Like before the clash. Okay, great. Can I tell from where I am, like who's leading the charge on each side? Like, is there a general of each army, or like a guy in an especially fancy hat?
Yeah, I'd say there's a commander in the middle of the fray, or the middle of this kind of smaller side blue team. There is a man that is standing among them. It has a more ornate helmet, clearly of some sort of officer that is trying to rally the troops and getting them into position for the charge. With the kind of ensuing horde of soldiers, there is a figure on horseback, the same sort of like ornamental armor and garb that seems to be leading the charge. Is not up in front, but sort of in the middle of the group as it's coming forward.
Great. Okay. I'm going to make my way very quickly up to who seems to be the leader of the underdog team.
Okay, you go to blue team.
Blue team, because you're right. Everyone loves an underdog. I guess I'm just doing like the creepy sneaky thing. Sneaking and sleep flips. And I'll sort of appear next to him. And I'm going to take out my bow and say, keep your men close. Watch this. Cut off the head of the snake. The body will wither. And I'm going to take 3 sharpshooter shots at the general of the other army.
Interesting. Okay.
And try to make him be terrifyingly massacred in the middle of all of his men.
Okay. So for the sake of this, instead of, because it's not really the rolling to hit that we're doing, it's more just like this shot, the impressiveness. I'm just going to have you make 1 attack roll as your
okay.
As your check.
Come on. Natural 20.
Oh shit. Okay.
So many.
What's the total?
It is 31.
Shit. Okay. So you aim, standing behind him, you take the shot, you quickly loose 2 other arrows, though they aren't needed, as the first arrow sinks straight through the armor into the chest of this ensuing general, and it actually sends him back off of his horse with the force of the arrow and the blast. The other 2 just hitting him in the shoulder, propelling the body and spinning it backwards as it lands on the ground, kind of with great force, kind of being dragged through the ground about 30 feet behind the army. The horse rears back. The army begins to, the soldiers beginning to sort of disperse and lose their formation as they're approaching. The general lets out a rallying cry, and they begin to ride forward towards the other army, which appears to be without the commander, as you said, falling to pieces. All right. So what was your total on that?
31.
31. I'm going to say with the the assassination of with your actions there. I'm going to put that to a 33.
Great.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Yeah. Shiva will step up, and like the others, he'll go to the smaller group, but he's going to appear in front of them. You know,
Okay.
kind of, in front of them, facing them. You have fought well, but you are outnumbered, and there is nothing more that you can do except to die. And he's going to cast Fear on the group. So, 30-foot cone, they'd need to make wisdom saving throws.
Okay. What's your DC?
18.
Yeah, they can't succeed on that. I don't that's not gonna work. So they you sent out just this aura of fear and just despair that emanates through them. As they see the soldiers, they see this person appear before them in your sort of gleaming in your armor with your great axe and preparing to or standing before them as a monster or the manifestation of death before them. They all begin to flee in fear and run away.
Well, except for those that are closest to me.
Yeah.
Because I have the aura of conquest. If a creature is frightened of you and it's within my 10-foot aura, its speed is reduced to 0, and it starts taking psychic damage.
Okay. And the ones close to you begin to reel over in pain and grip at their heads, and as they can't run and the fear is taking over them, they fall into sort of blubbering masses upon the ground as they are slowly driven to insanity by the just overwhelming fear that is surrounding them at that moment. Intimidation feels right. Again, I don't want to repeat the same check. I'm going to actually have you do... I
mean, if it helps, I'll just start going Sauron on the guys that are still there and just like bashing them to the side.
Do you have proficiency with intimidation?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to give you intimidation, but I'm going to let you use your strength as your modifier for it.
My charisma's better.
Oh,
I can still roll.
No, I'll let you use. I'll let you use whichever one's better. I'm not going to take it away from you.
Yep. That's an 18. I have not rolled above a 10 yet.
Okay, I'll give you advantage on the roll too, because that was pretty dope.
Is that any better? 25.
25 is pretty good. And I think as they begin to flee and the horde of soldiers begins to fall down upon them, and they one side clearly coming out victor in that moment, the soldiers running spared in that moment for their breaking the line and fleeing off to wherever they call home. The armies sort of whelm around you, not really interacting with you, and everything sort of begins to fade and resets. I am going to give you a bonus for that because of the soldiers that were spared in that moment, and just how badass that was. So let's say that brings you to a 26.
Okay.
So cruel, Shiva.
Everything dies eventually. It was their time.
You all are so boring.
All right. It resets once again, and last we have Anubis.
Cool. He is going to again use his amazing Reaper ability and appear behind the main forces leader, the one that Artemis shot, and is going... They're on horseback, right? He's going to look up at them and go, "You do know that all of your men are going to die, right? I mean, it may look like that you have won this battle, but there is one thing you do not know." And he looks up at him, and he is going to cast... Where is it? Ari Dalzim's Horrible Wilting. And as he does, his entire form starts to change. You know, that 6 foot tall human disappears, and this 12-foot tall, what is actually Anubis's true form, jackal-headed, full, dark god of death, basically just palms the back of his head as he uses this spell. They have me on their side. And he turns his head and goes, you cannot win this battle.
Okay. And you're casting the spell on him? Okay.
Well, I'll put it on the thing. It's a 30.
Yeah, so it's going to hit more than just him.
Yeah. It hits his entire retinue.
Yeah. Oh, well, what is the total? I think it's enough.
It's dominate. I don't know why it said pick dominate.
I think it's enough where it does take out a significant portion of the army.
It is. 30-foot cube centered on a point you choose within range. Yeah. So I'm centering it on him.
Okay. So, yeah, I think what happens there is you grip onto him, and as you say these words, you're kind of clinging to the side of the horse that is riding forward. You watch, the armies around watch as the soldiers begin to fall to the ground and begin to kind of crumble to dust and ash, their armor scattered across the ground, rusted and decayed. And the horse, the man that is riding upon the horse also falls to ash and rust until all you're holding is his skull in your hand in that moment, as a massive swath of this ensuing horde is destroyed. Go ahead and make, I would say, either intimidation or arcana. I'm going 2 different ways on this, so I'll let you choose whichever one you want to do. And I'll give you advantage on it, too.
Oh, yeah, my intimidation is much better. Thank you for the advantage, because the first one was a 3, the second one was a natural 20.
Nice. So it's
nope, I make him reroll. Nope.
Okay.
Cool.
So you expend one of your divine shards. Go ahead.
He hurt the grass.
So it resets. You re-roll. You still have the advantage, but you just re-roll.
It's not bad. 25.
25. Okay. As the soldiers here are destroyed, evaporate into dust and smoke. The rest of the horde, now severely diminished, begins to scatter off. The soldiers at the center raise a rallying cry and a victory as the rest of the armies vanish. And I think for that I will give you +2 on that. So what does it bring the total to?
27.
27. Okay.
Nature is my domain, Anubis. Do what you will with the armies. Don't hurt the land around them.
Yeah, as there is this like black swath of just dead ground centered in that moment.
Yes, Artemis, but even I know that death begets life, even in your domain.
Well, I won, so
You did.
And I think everything resets in that moment as you guys are all standing upon the stage. And so as the second portal has diminished and there's a light applause from the maestro as he appears, that gives Artemis 1 for a 5. Second place was Anubis for 4 points. Third place I think was Shiva for 3, and then just barely squeaking ahead of Apollo with 2. All right. So, as you all are standing upon the stage and the last portal remaining, the maestro says, very well done once again. That was a bit gruesome from you, pointing to you, Anubis. It says, but true to your style, I suppose. The rest of you, very well done as well. Apollo, I don't know what happened there. I had such high expectations from you for the first gate, and
Yeah, well, that's always been more of Ares' thing.
I suppose so. Very nice shot, and to the victor goes the spoils. Looking towards you, Artemis.
Oh, he's back in his human form, by the way.
The maestro gives a wide, toothy smile and says, and one gate remains. This one might pose a little more of a challenge, but we will see how you all do on this challenge, take a brief reprieve, and then come back for the finale.
Okay.
Who are you again?
Me?
I mean, I know you said, I'm the maestro, but who are you?
As I said, I'm simply the conductor, the director, the one behind the curtains, pulling the strings and the lights, and making sure that all of this goes off without a hitch.
And you have the power to give and take away divinity, even though none of us have ever heard of you?
I do.
All right.
Things have certainly changed in the past few centuries. They're giving divinity out to everyone, it seems.
Just the ones that earn it.
You are correct.
Through the gate, then?
Yeah, let's go.
I just pat Anubis on the shoulder, like, no hard feelings. I go through the gate.
It's perfectly fine.
All right. You all proceed through the final gate. This one, stepping or above the archway, reads "Wonder." And as you step out, you stand within a bleak and dreary place. You enter into a tunnel, the walls lined with smooth stone, marble. Scores of people huddled under blankets, some bandaged and bleeding, others crying and cowering in fear. There isn't an army going, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. The walls shake with rumbling of an explosion far off in the distance, and the sound of a blaring siren drones on with foreboding wail. You hear the voice of the maestro once again as the scene freezes and says, "The pinnacle of perhaps the most brutal conflict these mortals will likely ever know. Death rains down unpredictably from the black maw of the sky itself. Random, purposeless. How will you inspire hope where hope has long died?"
Shit.
So we have people huddled up in blankets and stuff.
Yeah, this is essentially World War II. You're seeing people in some sort of underground tunnel bunker that are bandaged under blankets. They look malnourished. They look, some of them bleeding, look like they've been hurt. You hear the sounds of the bombs dropping in the distance and the sirens blaring. You see children. You see mothers and fathers, and all of them fearful and panicked.
Cool.
Anyone want to go first?
Yeah, Shiva will.
Sure, Anubis, go ahead.
I'm sorry, the god of death is not super comforting right now.
I got something for this, so
Take it away, Shiva.
will. Can I just produce rations or pull them from somewhere, or do I need to go without being able to? I don't have an ability for it, but just
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you can manifest small sort of wonders, and so all you can do like little things, and I'd say you can have a little bit of food if that kind of goes along with what you're about to do.
so yeah.
I'm not gonna let you hero's feast.
Yeah,
if you
no,
don't.
but gonna move throughout the crowd, going people to people, person to person, and especially if there are any children, giving the little bits of food to them, and just for each one, a small kind word, and as he's in between groups, saying things out loud to the room, this too shall end. Keep calm and carry on, because those posters came from this time. But moving through and making sure that each person at one point or another, because I don't think I can get them all at once, but everyone is within my aura of courage at one point or another, and so cannot be frightened.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to decide the best check for this. I mean, clearly charisma based, being within your aura. So what I have you do is you can do another. I don't want to keep doing the same thing, but I'm going to do like a persuasion check for this one, but I'm going to let you add your aura bonus on top of your, so it essentially double your charisma bonus.
So basically, okay, so it'd be. Okay, so hold on. I'm proficient in persuasion.
Yeah.
But so it's...
So proficiency bonus plus charisma twice.
Okay, so it'll be plus another 5 to whatever this roll is. So that's a total of 29.
Nice. And I think in this sort of middle of conflict and warfare and seeing the huddled masses of the non-combatants, the warriors that are the non-warriors that have been dragged into all of this, and seeing that you walk among them, that aura of courage washing over them, and you see the children smile and the mothers and fathers comforted in that moment as they take the little bits of food that you have, each one of them offering thanks as you proceed through, and they seem inspired and awestruck at your presence in that moment as this shining beacon of righteous conflict. I'm going to give you another +3 on top of that, so I think I'll take you to 32. Awesome. Who wants to follow that up?
I'm reading something, so please someone else go.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do a sick flip this time.
Really? I was hoping.
No.
Advantage.
I'm not gonna do a sick flip. But I'm going to I'll take down my hood. I'm very pretty and like a comforting presence, I guess. And I want to... Do I get the impression... I guess I don't really know totally know what's going on outside. Do I get the impression that, like, this is the safest place these people could be in?
Yeah.
At the moment? Okay. So I will kind of go into the middle of the group and address them. And address the mothers in the room. I know you're frightened. I know all you wish is to protect your families and to keep your children safe. And if you allow me, I wish to help. And I want to gather as many of them as close to me as I possibly can, and just tell them, while I am with you, they will never find you. I'm going to cast my one Pass Without Trace over the whole group.
Okay. As the shadows kind of cling to them, and not just offering them just darkness and despair in that moment, but offering them this kind of blanket of seclusion and silence, and you hear the sounds of the bombs sort of muffled, and there's this brief sort of reprieve there in that moment. Have you make an Arcana check.
Arcana? Okay. It's not going to be very good.
Though you can argue for something else if you think something else.
I want to say that I should be able to make a stealth check because I'm hiding everyone. Super
Okay.
hiding everyone.
That is fair. Okay.
With my comforting magic.
Here's what I'll do. What's
Okay.
your spell casting is intelligence or?
Yes. For
Okay.
the one spell that I have.
I'm gonna say you can make a stealth check, but you're using your spell casting ability for it. So
Okay.
So you still get your proficiency bonus or whatever your stealth bonus is.
So
Either
it'll-
wisdom.
it's intelligence, so it'll be a +9 instead of 12.
Okay.
That seems fair. $23.
23. Okay.
Pretty good.
That comforting aura surrounding them, the clinging to each other in that moment of silence and rest, and the children stop crying, and the families kind of cling together, and there is that sense of comfort and warmth there. I'll give you a bonus for that too. I'll say you get a what'd you roll again? Was it 20?
23.
23. I'll make that a 24.
Okay.
That was good though. All right. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
Sure.
Anubis. Yeah, I'll go. So, do I know where we are?
Yeah. You guys all have a sense of the time period that you were.
But like, country.
Oh, England,
England. Okay.
London, specifically during the Blitz.
Ooh. All right. Then I am going to cast. All right. There's gonna be a few things that happen. Just a heads up.
There have been every time
Yep.
thus far, so
I
I'm
know,
not
but
different.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire, but on like near myself, so that I glow, so that I'm outlined in this glow.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull out my lyre,
Okay.
and I'm going to start playing I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Cry. Okay.
So
Why would you do that?
I'm going to be glowing this golden light around me as I walk through this like street, this alley, playing I'll Be Home for Christmas.
All right.
You can plan on me.
This is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree, etc., etc. And I'll finish the song because it's relatively short. And I don't know, maybe I'm assuming people have started paying attention.
Oh
to
yeah, you're glistening fairy fire covered individual, kind of walking through this crowd, playing your lyre and music. And I'm gonna make you make the roll in a second, but I'll let you finish whatever you're doing.
Yeah. And I don't know. I guess I kneel down to whatever group is sort of nearest to me, but still speaking loud enough for others to hear me. And I put my lyre away, and I know that times are tough, and I know you're not looking for sympathy, but through all the chaos, through all the war, through all the death, through all that is scary, all you need is a little hope. And that one spark of hope can light the fire that you need to get through this. So, on a gray, cloudy day, when bombs are falling, when people are dying, just remember, and I turn over my shoulder, I say, just remember to find the light, and I'll cast light. So my hand starts to glow. Sort of, you know, sun imagery, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I turn back and put out the light. And then I say, I'll be here with you, with all of you. Though you may not see me, you can feel my power. And I'm going to cast invisibility on myself and disappear.
Okay.
So I did fairy fire, and then I did not vicious mockery, oops, light, and then I call them terrible names, and then invisibility.
Okay, so mark off the first and the second level spell. All right, go ahead and make your performance check with advantage. Give you on that one because
Rock and roll.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, I told you. That's why I warned you. Natural 20.
Oh shit! What's the total?
Wow. Which makes that a. You said performance?
Yeah.
So that makes it 30.
Okay, 30.
And if you wanted to know, I rolled a natural 20 and a 19. So.
Damn.
Pretty dang good.
I want to sabotage him, but at this point, I just feel like a jerk.
Yeah,
I do. I kind of
come
want to
on.
sabotage.
But they're suffering. It's World War II. People are dying, man.
Artemis. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. I'm going to with all of that in the role they are in. As you vanish from sight, there's this awestruck expression across their faces, and they all look to one another and they kind of huddle close, and you see some of them crying, and not out of sadness but out of joy, and some of them like whispering to each other and offering comfort words, and they all begin to sort of that melody that you were singing in that moment sort of carries over as they all begin to kind of sit there and hum and sing and carry on that melody amongst themselves. I'm going to give you a +2 on that too, so I think that ties you with Shiva for that.
All right, 32.
Yeah. All right. Anubis, how do you want to inspire hope?
Follow that up, Anubis. I dare you.
I
God
can't.
of death.
I can't. All right.
You can concede if you want to and take the
I'm
loss.
Also, I think I accidentally invented "I'll Be Home for Christmas" because
I think you did.
the Blitzkrieg was definitely like before 52 or whenever.
Yes.
That song was written.
Yes, it was.
That's your contribution to history.
So I just you're welcome, Bing Crosby.
Well, I'm not going to concede, but I'm not going to win this. But
I'm looking at Anubis going, you can always forfeit.
Nope. It's not in my nature.
This is his game.
Right? He doesn't walk through them. He just appears sitting next to just like a huddle of them. And he's looking around and he looks at the people closest to him and goes, I know I'm not the one you want to see, but I'm not here for that reason. Things are dark. The world is in flames. The world is being destroyed in ways that no one could have predicted and will probably never see again. I know you think of me as a destroyer, a god of death, But there is another side. No matter what happens here today, all of you in this room will do one of two things. You will either survive and you will watch as the world, as your country, and as your fellow people band together and create a world where this will never happen again. Or you will walk among the fields of reeds with your loved ones through all time. None of you will be judged as harshly as the ones who are doing what they are doing right now. I'm sorry that you must live through this, that you are not warriors, that you cannot be on the front lines helping to change the world, but you, all of you, are here for a specific purpose, and you will see it through. I cannot, it is not within my power to show light. It is not who I am. To show hope. I know many of you would not believe it, but I will promise you now, and for all time, that either way, the path for you will be clear. The journey, I hope, to me will take a long time, but when it does happen, you will all be safe, and you will walk with my good friend Bastet, who will guide you and protect you through all journeys of life. And as he looks around, he kind of, again, he shrugs and disappears once again.
Okay. I'm thinking persuasion, but if you can make me a argument for what I'm thinking of, for anything else.
Nope, this is the best he's got.
Okay. Are you? What's your base or what is your spellcasting?
Charisma.
Charisma. Okay, so yeah, either way, persuasion. Yeah. All right. Yeah, go for that persuasion check.
22.
22. Okay. I think there is an amount of hope to be had as they hear your words, this manifestation of death standing before them, and knowing that death might not need to be feared in this moment as much as they fear it, and knowing the unknown a bit. I think they will sort of huddle together the same as they did before. As far as the bonus on that, I'm going to give you... You tried real hard. I'm going to give you a +2 on that.
Pretty damn in character. Like,
yeah,
that was Anubis through and through, so bravo.
Yeah. All right.
So much speed reading, because I was like, I know he's friends with Bastet, but I don't remember what she does. And I was like, oh no, she's the protector god. Done.
Okay. And with that, it all fades away, and you find yourself standing on the stage once again. What were the scores again? I think we had a tie for first.
I had higher than a Numby. I had 26.
Yeah, I had like 24.
24. Okay, so both of you, the tied for first, you both get 5. And then we got 3 and 2 respectively.
Sweet. I was real worried that we were about to have to fight for it.
That'd be interesting.
We don't get 4 and 3?
No, because that would be for second and third place.
Okay.
But with that, the last gate vanishes. The maestro standing before you on the stage, and he once again clapping, says, well done to all of you. Well, looking at you, Anubis, is my boy, that was something. I did not expect you to put as much effort into that as you did, and you surprised me. Almost swept ahead of Artemis here. Otherwise, I believe that concludes our first act of our performance. let us take a brief interlude and perhaps return for the finale. And he claps again, and the opera house goes dark. And that's where we're going to go ahead and take a break. Where the points stand right now? I'm interested.
At the moment, Apollo... Well, no, Artemis is ahead by 1. Apollo...
I have 12.
Yeah.
I have
And
12.
12.
Yeah, 12. And then Shiva and Anubis.
What are your points, though?
Shiva has 10 and Anubis has 9.
Okay, this is pretty close.
This is really close.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, but the twins tied. I also like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and we will come back for the final bouts here. Be back. We'll just take a little 10-minute break and then finish up.
Sounds good.
All right,
Could we say that like our characters are taking short rests at this point?
I'll think about it.
Okay. Cool.
Welcome back, everyone. Alrighty. So, where we last left off, as the world around you fades, the sound of the sirens diminishing, the sound of the explosions, the bombs dropping, fading away, you'll find yourselves standing on the stage once again. And after that brief, the lights go out in the opera house the one time. Or for what feels like a few moments, suddenly they rise again, and they flicker a few times as they let everybody know that intermission is over, and then they come back on. Nobody laughed at the joke. The maestro is standing before you once again, and he behind him is a single gate. And he says, well, we've made it to this point. Only a few challenges remain, and then we will declare our winner. I believe you are all doing fairly well, and I can't guess who might come out on top on this, and I'm very excited to see how this goes. With the last gate stands, well, one of the last gates stands before you. Please proceed.
Does it say anything on the gate?
Yes. Above it, it says strength.
Knuckles.
Maestro,
Yes.
how many more of these are there? Initially, I thought it was just the 3, but...
Well, I believe for this time, there should be one more after this one.
All right. Thank you. I will then proceed.
All right. You all step through the gates. As you step out into the space, you're surrounded by darkness in every direction. There is the low cracking of flames, the shifting to the terrain around you that kind of expands endlessly in every direction. You can't see the difference between the sky and the I hate you, all of you, for I'm just putting the chat away at this point. And the terrain seems shifting, though you can't quite make out what the shifting is. It is just black. I mean, even those of you with dark vision, it's not the darkness itself, but the area around you is just black. It's hot, and you hear off in the distance this wailing noise. And you hear a voice calling from around you. The sound of the maestro once again speaking in your ears says, "This is going to be very interesting. You have not been the only cast down by the dawning of a new age. The forces of despair, evil, degradation have lost the frightful hold which they once gripped the mortal soul. I have offered this one the same opportunity as you, reclaim his power if he shall cast down the gods themselves. And you see before you, emerging from the darkness, a figure, not unlike yourselves, a man with shaggy, sort of gray hair, matted and almost greasy looking around, kind of clinging to his clothes and his face. He wears a tattered brown coat that is ripped and torn and soiled. The clothes underneath also ratted. He walks barefoot, the edges of his pant legs ripped and tattered as well. He exudes an air of pestilence as flies and bugs are swarming around him. And as he opens his eyes and looks in your direction, a pair of gleaming golden eyes stare out towards you. And I think a few of you might recognize this figure as the archdevil Beelzebub. And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Just resist so hard to not start singing Bohemian Rhapsody there.
This just started as a Diablo shit.
So,
Right. I don't want to put this.
let's see. I'm double checking. I don't think I have anything to help with initiative, but that's an 11 for Shiva. And not nearly as bad as I thought it would be looking at what the others are rolling.
I rolled real dice. I just put that on for the tracker.
Let me delete these. Okay.
Let's do that.
How did that happen?
This is the greatest music ever.
Wow. That's a shit initiative roll. All right. Everybody have their stuff on the tracker?
Yup.
All right. Artemis, that goes first. As the music around you begins to swell and the sound of the maestro's voice fades ahead, the devil standing before you has lets out a big grin, a little too wide, and says, "This will be fun." What do you do?
I don't know. I never get to go first.
Take it away, sis.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to use my 35 feet of movement, because I got those fast elf legs, I guess, and back up.
All right. You leap backwards or
Yes.
sprinting across the ground very
I do a
quickly.
sweet flip.
Sweet flips backwards. All right.
And then I'm going to actually have a question about sharpshooter, because I've never used it before. Can I only do that once per turn, or is that a thing I could do on every shot, as long as I call it? There's
yeah,
not
you
a
do.
limit, right?
Yeah. you
The
can do
limit
it.
does not exist. Okay. I'm just gonna do... we'll just start off easy. I'm just going to take my 3 attacks that I get.
Okay, go for it.
Man, fighters are so cool. Let's see. First one is not super great. Ooh. 16? No.
No.
Yeah, 16.
Does not hit.
Boo. And the second one is not much better. 18.
Just hits.
Great. That's 1. And that's a natural 1.
All right.
Wow.
Not a strong showing from Artemis in the beginning.
No.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
All my shots are magical.
Okay, good to know.
It says I have something. Magic arrow. Whenever you fire a non-magical arrow from a long or short bow, the arrow becomes magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. That is 13 points of piercing damage.
13 points of damage. All right. The arrow sinks in, and as it hits, it sinks in and deals its damage, and then it just sort of slides down and then kind of falls to the ground next to it. But he winces at that and does seem to react.
Well, okay.
All right. The other two arrows fly off into the darkness as you're sort of a little bit thrown off by the foe that you're facing at this moment. All right. End of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. He is going to use a legendary action at this point.
Rude.
To cast a spell. He holds out a hand in the direction of the three of you that haven't backed up or haven't had a chance to move yet. And there is a humming noise that surrounds you as a swarm of insects now fills the vicinity, sweeping through the area in a 20-foot radius centered on where you guys are currently at. I need you all to make Constitution saving throws.
Okay, they're in my aura of protection.
Awesome. Yes, they are. Everyone except for Artemis at this point, but she's not in there.
So what does that get us?
+5.
Thanks, Fran.
Well, I got a nat 1 on that.
Your aura of protection will not go wasted.
26.
You said +5, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
19.
19 fails.
No!
26 succeeds. That will be... All right, so when the spell appears... Ooh. So that's 22 points of piercing damage to those of you that failed, 11 points to those that you succeeded.
And none to me, because I moved.
Okay, and that will end his turn. But there is this massive sort of insect swarm between you and him at this point, Artemis. It's sort of obscuring your vision. Now it is Paula's turn.
Jerk. Which of my friends, what are you guys like attacking with? We got any like close combat people?
Yeah, I'll be close combat. Also, something I just I don't know if what Beelzebub just did counts as an attack.
It's not. No,
Okay.
it was just a spell.
Okay. Yeah, though this doesn't specify, it just says whenever a creature hits you with an attack. But
Yeah, so that if he was making an attack roll against you, then
Yep. Just double checking.
Okay.
Strange boy.
Oh shoot. Then I'm going to shoot some arrows at him, I guess, as I change my lyre into a bow.
Okay.
I'm also gonna move. I gotta remember, I'm gonna get out of that swarm of insects.
Shoot better than I did.
So I'm gonna sort of flank around to the side, out of that swarm, and then shoot him with my bow twice.
All right. Take your shots.
A 15.
Misses.
A 15.
Also misses the second time.
Oh boy. Okay, well then I'm gonna use my bonus action.
Oh, wait. What is your movement?
30 feet.
It's 35,
Okay.
bro.
35.
You're a wood elf, right?
Oh yeah.
It's 35.
35. Okay.
Whoops.
Because it is, I just realized the area is difficult terrain, so you're at half movement speed when you're trying to move out of it. And I said it was centered on, I'll say with your 25, because I round up in your favor, you're gonna be able to get out of it on that turn, because that's gonna put you at 20 feet of movement.
Cool.
So you are just able to make it to the edge of that radius. So it doesn't affect anything, but I wanted to make sure we have that in mind.
Okay, and then I will cast Hunter's Mark
Hunter's Mark.
on Beelzebub.
All right. He is Hunter's Marked. All right. That'll put it to Anubis's turn.
Sweet, he's gonna get out of that horrible insect plague. He's done that once, doesn't want to do that again.
Your movement speed is...
I have we're in darkness, right?
Yeah. Oh,
He just shadowed steps away.
there you go. Okay. Does that cost an action or anything?
Nope.
Okay, so you just appear.
Repositioning.
Pretty much.
Repositioning.
Let's see.
From the shadow.
From the shadows. Yeah, he's gonna try to ice knife him.
All right.
Make a ranged attack. What is my cool? 28 to hit.
That hits.
Dope. And then it is 1d10 piercing damage. Oh, and he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. All right. I'm pretty sure he's going to succeed with that, but I'll roll again just in case. That'll be... Dexterity, you said?
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's cool. So he takes 2 cold damage.
2 points. Ooh, okay.
Whew. It's great.
He's actually resistant to cold damage, so...
Well,
he
that's
takes
good
1.
to know. That's
so
fantastic.
The cold seems to waft off him a bit, so it takes 1 point of damage as the ice knife just sort of shatters upon impacting him.
I just expected him to be resistant to fire, which is why I haven't used it yet, but it's good to know.
He might be.
He might be. He probably is.
Do we suck at this?
We're the worst gods.
This is more of Ares' thing.
We just all talk, but nothing to back it up.
All right, I'm glad I chose this music for this now.
It's so good.
Okay. Anything else?
Let me see. That's an action. What does that say? Cool. I'm going to use 3 of my sorcery points, and as my bonus action, summon my Hound of Ill Omen.
Okay.
So I need my dire wolf thingy.
Question: how far are you staying away from him, or you moved? But...
Pretty far.
Okay.
I'm squishy.
All right.
Cool. And then that is it for me.
All right. So you hit him with that. Okay. So what he is going to do at this moment is a second legendary action, or another legendary action to look over in Artemis's direction. And he holds out a hand in your direction, kind of extending a sickly finger to the one side that's done like any significant damage to him at this point. And utters some words under his breath, and you hear this as bugs begin to swarm around you and overtake you, begin to sting at you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm not afraid of bugs, Beezy. Oh shoot, I'm a fighter, I'm good at those! Oh, that's so many. 23.
23. Okay, it stings you, and you are just able to succeed on the saving throw to resist the poison. You've managed to fight it off a bit as some sort of poison would have overtaken you.
I live outside.
That is the end of that legendary action, so that puts it to Shiva.
Okay. Let's see. If I just move, I'm still going to be in the insect swarm.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to be able to do anything there, so I'm going to use my action to dash and get as close to Beelzebub as I can.
Okay, so you're reduced to 15 when you make it out there, and by the time you make it out, it's another 30. So I'll say that you, with your dash, you can make it up to him and get in the melee with him.
So yeah, I am now up in his grill.
Yeah, you do get all up in there.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking because I actually have a bajillion bonus actions, but I think most, if not all of them, need to couple with an attack.
Okay.
First time playing a paladin, folks.
No, that's fine. It's the first time a lot of us are playing the classes that we're using.
Yep. Let's see. I think I'm gonna want to save that one for later. So yeah, I'm just gonna I'll hold, or I'm not gonna use my bonus action this time.
Okay. All right. I was going to say one thing about the Hound too. Going back to that because I neglected that before. Instead of doing its own initiative track, I'll just say it's going to start on your next turn.
Cool. I was about to, after everything was done, I was like, I need initiative for him. But
yeah.
cool.
I'll throw it down there, but we'll just have it go.
Okay.
That's just easier.
Cool.
Visual. Okay. That will actually bring it to Beelzy's turn. He is going to fly. Actually, you're right up in his face. So I think he's going to stick close with you for a second. However, he is going to turn a bit. And let's see, who resisted the damage before for the insect plague? You did. I think he's going to turn a bit to sort of angle where you are in line with so that I can't names. Anubis and Shiva are in the same line, sort of straight around you, and he is going to take in a big old breath, and kind of his jaw drops a bit and lets this swarm of vermin and insects in a 120-foot line straight ahead. I need you both to make dexterity saving throws.
That's a 10 because of my aura.
Am I within the aura?
You're not.
Probably not.
No.
Dope. That's a 7.
You both fail. I'm not rolling that. Yeah, go ahead.
Because I modeled Anubis off of the Hobgoblin, I'm using my Save and Face ability, so I can re-roll it.
Okay, yeah.
It's better! Probably still didn't work, but 16.
Nope, does not work. So I need, let's see. Yeah, you both are going to take 54 points of poison damage. And I also need you to both make Constitution saving throws.
That's a 15.
27.
27 succeeds, 15 fails. You resist whatever that affected me as you feel the vermin and the snakes and the bugs biting onto both of you and tearing into you. Shiva, you feel this sort of sickness take over you. You are cursed with Arbiak rot.
I am immune to disease as a paladin.
Well, let me double check this. Creatures that would normally be resistant are immune to poison damage. Okay, disease, you still get that. So so the disease does not take effect on you. Awesome. Need to make sure on that. So you do not take the disease, which would have been bad. Okay, that's all the damage you guys take then. He's going to invite the attack of opportunity, and he is going to fly away from you, Shiva.
Okay, so I'm using this Great Weapon Fighter, Great Axe macro, so that's 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that is 16 slashing damage, and then 3 radiant damage.
All right, so that is 19 points of damage total.
Yeah, and all my... Let's see, hold on. Because with my normal Divine Smite, can I do that? Yeah, I think I can do that on a reaction, so I'll do just a first level divine smite.
Okay.
So that's an extra 1d8 of radiant. 7 radiant damage.
7 radiant damage. All right. All right. So that you slam into him as he goes flying away, cutting across his back, and he lets out this like shrieking wail as he flies away from you. And he is going to fly in the direction of Artemis and Apollo, kind of over the insect swarm towards you. But he's hovering in the air a little bit right now. So that is going to end his turn. Artemis, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him a lot.
Okay.
Seems good. Okay. Also, I'm gonna back up some more. Just in case.
All right.
The first one is a 21.
21 will hit.
Great. I'm gonna use my second arcane shot to make that, not that, a shadow arrow. So he takes an extra 2d6 damage, and he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
2d6 psychic damage.
I think he'll succeed on that. That's 22.
Yeah. It would have made him where he couldn't see farther than 5 feet for the whole next round. But yeah, or it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be unable to see anything farther than 5 feet away until the start of your next turn. But that's okay, he still takes extra damage.
Yeah, still takes the damage.
So I'll go ahead and roll my other 2 attacks. Let's do a regular attack. That is 19.
That'll hit.
Yay, that's another d8. And I'm gonna do the last one, sharpshooter.
Okay.
What do I take, -5?
Don't forget, you get the Hunter's Mark too.
Oh shoot, yeah!
So you get an extra 1d6 on weapon attacks.
Because
Damage.
Apollo and I are twins, and because I'm Goddess of the Hunt, the Dungeon Master has ruled that I benefit from Apollo's Hunter's Mark. And that's gonna be really, really good. That's a 19 plus 11 minus 5. I can't do math. 30, 25. 2 hits on the last one.
Okay. That'll hit. Sorry. I assumed.
So, for the first one, it does... Hold on. My 2d6s. 3. That's 10. Some of that is psychic damage. No, not 10. 10 plus 7. 17. $26. 35 plus Hunter's Marks.
Oh wait, you were doing that all in total.
Yes.
Okay, I was deducting, so it was 17. And then, okay, I need to fix that then.
50 damage total.
50 damage total.
50.
Okay.
Some of it, a little bit of it is psychic, and then the rest of it is piercing, but it's all magical.
That's solid. Okay. Psychic. Are you sure? Okay. So he takes the attacks hit all 3 arrows, finding their mark this time.
Wait, plus 10 sharpshooter. 60.
Good lord.
Y'all done?
Plus 50 because...
Plus 50 because I have a god. No, that's it. 60 damage.
Okay. He is.
This is so much to keep track of.
Yeah, he's not very happy about that. As he takes all that damage, is that the end of your turn?
I said I keep moving away, right?
I assume so.
Yes. Then that is gonna be it for me.
Okay.
Just very quickly, I forgot an extra d8 from my divine smite.
Everybody just do all the damage.
Well, I forgot
No,
it's
that's fine.
2d8 for the base level.
No, that's fair.
So that's another 5 radiant.
That's 5. Okay. Good to know. I'm starting a little rough.
So are we, some of us.
What? I'm fine.
Well, you say that. He is going to use a legendary action after
Stop.
damage him and cast another spell just on you.
Who, me?
Artemis, yes.
Oh no.
That is going to be a Constitution saving throw for you.
Okay. Natural 20! 27.
Okay, so you succeed. So you only take... That was a pretty good damage roll. Okay, so you only take 13 points of poison damage. As a thick cloud of noxious vapor begins to swarm around you. Let's see. He casts a cloud kill in your direction. All right. So that will end that. And Apollo, it is your turn. However, as he is hovering right above you at the beginning of your turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
He's hovering above me.
He is.
When did that happen?
When he flew towards your sister. Yeah.
Wisdom save?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Fuck you. All right. You succeed as this fear begins to grip you from just the proximity to this evil creature. You're able to resist the effect. Go ahead and continue your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna back it up.
Okay.
I do want to keep... So there's like a poison cloud around Artemis?
There's a poison cloud around the insect cloud is gone.
Insect cloud's gone. How big is that poison cloud?
About a 20-foot radius.
Okay, I want to keep her within 35 feet, but I want to stay away.
Okay, yeah, you can stay just on
That
the
makes
outskirts
sense.
of it. Yeah.
All right, cool. And I'm going to... I guess use my bow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bow.
All right, go ahead and make your shot.
24.
24 hits.
Awesome. Oh god, okay. So he takes 8 damage, but I get to do an extra d8 because I have Colossus Slayer and he is below his hit point maximum. So he takes another 4, so that's 12 total.
Hunter's
and then
mark.
I get another d6 for the Hunter's Mark, which is 1, so he takes 13.
13, all right.
13 damage for my first attack.
All right.
And I will do my extra attack. And how's a 23?
That hits.
All right, same thing. Boom. Ooh, yes. So 22 damage from that second attack.
Nice. All right, 22 points of damage. Damn. Okay, so the 2 shots hit as you're pulling back on the string of your lyre with the arrow forming in your hand magically. You fire the 2 quick arcane shots, and both of them hit, dealing a pretty solid amount of damage to this figure. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Okay. That will end Apollo's turn. Anubis.
I have a question for you, DM.
Yes.
With the meta magic quicken spell, where you can take a spell and change it to a bonus action, can you still? Does that still fall under the rules of you can't use 2 spells more than?
Yeah.
Dang it!
But you get the ability. You can use your action for something else, like a cantrip or something, if you want.
Okay. Sweet. So that's what I'm going to do. Where is Artemis right now?
Artemis, Artemis is in a giant cloud of greenish, noxious vapor.
Okay. And where is Apollo?
Apollo is just outside of the cloud.
How far away is he from me?
I'd say probably like 60 feet away or so.
Cool. He's gonna reposition to behind Apollo.
Repositioning. All right.
He's going to spend 2 of his sorcery points, so he can cast haste on him, because it's an action, moves it to a bonus action. So cast haste on Apollo.
Okay.
And then he's gonna try to toll the dead on the demon person.
Okay.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, good thing he has advantage. Okay, what's your DC?
I think it's like 18.
Okay. He is going to succeed on that.
Damn it. And I think Toll the Dead is a 1 and done.
Yeah, that's if the cantrip.
Yeah. Cool. Is he still flying?
Yes, he is.
The hound is going to go as close to him as possible.
Okay, then this dark, shadowy dog, kind of brimming with the fires of the underworld, comes running up to the just underneath and just starts barking up in there.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
When we saw him fly,
yeah,
did he like cast a spell for it, or was that just he just flew?
He just
okay.
hovering. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Super evil, so he just gets to fly.
Cool. That's it.
All right. Before Shiva takes their turn, he's going to use his legendary action to. Yeah, I like that. He is going to fly straight into the cloud and moving half his movement speed as action and fly right up into melee with Artemis. And that's all he does on his legendary action. So, Shiva, it is your turn.
Okay. Are we able to see into the cloud?
It is heavily. Well, actually, let me check. I don't even think it says. I think you can see into the cloud.
Okay. Well, first things first, going to lay on hands myself.
Good call.
Let's see. 5 times 15. I don't think I need that full amount, but pretty dang close. Why can't I math?
That'd be 75.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use 70 of those.
Okay.
Put myself back up into triple digits.
Sounds good.
So I'm down to I have 5 left. So that's my action. I'm gonna move closer because I think at this point they're more than 30 feet away.
Okay.
But so that was my action. Bonus action, I'm going to create a spiritual weapon next to Beelzebub.
Okay. So it forms in the cloud right next to him.
It's going to take the form of a trident, and that is a natural 20 to hit.
Ooh, buddy. All right, so what's the damage on that?
So that is... hold on. So that is... 6 plus 2 plus... Hold on. Where's the crit damage?
Oh, I think that 2 is the crit damage.
Hold on. That damage looks like it's entered...
Because it does you rolled a 1 on the damage die plus the 5, and then the 2 on the other one, yeah.
But so then if it's, double the dice, that's another D8 force damage. So that's 5, so that's all told
Where's the other D8? Because I think you just get the one D8 for. Are you casting it at second level? Or you're casting it.
I did it at first, but for being hold on, no. What is going on with this spell? So
it's one D8 for the
Right,
original, and you roll the
okay.
1 on the damage die there, plus
Right.
5, 6.
Okay.
And, for the
So,
crit damage.
yeah, I guess that's just 8 there. And yeah, this is going to count as a melee weapon for my improved divine smite. So
I'll allow it.
okay, so then that D8 I just rolled will be that. So 5 radiant damage.
Okay.
Very underwhelming crit, but
All right. It's
Better than nothing.
Yep.
Better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, he isn't looking great right now. You also double the divine smite.
yeah. So another D8 for that, and that's 5 more.
All right. That's pretty solid. So that's 18 points of damage.
Yep.
As you what's the weapon?
Trident.
The trident forms in the air and then stabs down directly into the body as he is hovering towards Artemis, who has her bow drawn towards him. The trident slams into him, piercing into the back and causing him to shake in the air, but he continues his trajectory towards Artemis. Are you moving at all, or?
Yeah, I already moved
Okay.
to get closer, but not entering into any of the harmful spell effects.
Fair enough. That'll be his turn then. So he is going to see if he gets. No. So he is going to lunge down towards Artemis. His mouth opens again, revealing these needle-like sharp teeth as he goes to bite at you. That is a 31.
Oh, let me just double check on my armor classes. That it's me.
It's 11 piercing and 11 poison. And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh, 21.
That just fails.
I'm going to use Indomitable to reroll it.
All right, go for it.
Please do better. 22.
That just succeeds.
Oh my gosh.
That. So you resist the effect of the curse.
Oh goodness.
However, he is going to follow up by taking 2 slashes at you with his claws. As he holds out his hands, and his claws now kind of extending to these needle-like appendages. It's going to be 23. And, that one's only a 16.
That misses.
All right, so you take 9 slashing and 10 poison for that for the strike that hits. All right, and that is going to end his turn, which starts at Artemis' turn, and you need to make a bunch of saving throws, because I need you to make one for Constitution saving throw for the cloud kill.
Okay. 22.
Just succeeds. So you only take half damage. Which will be 29 divided by 2 is 14 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And then I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as you're in his fear aura.
That's not very good. Oh no, it's a +0. It's just 11.
Okay. You succeed against everything except for the fear aura, which, as he bites into you and rears back and suddenly looks darkened in appearance, you see the true form of this demon before you, and you quake with fear. You are frightened. You can make an saving throw at the end of oh no, you're just frightened until the start of your next turn.
Which is right now.
No, the start of your next turn.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
Because it happened at the beginning of your turn. Yes.
Are you sure?
I don't think that makes sense if you make the saving throw and then it ends.
Okay.
What do you do?
Crap, he's like right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
How far away am I from my brother?
Not very far. within 35 feet.
I'm gonna run away towards my brother, but I'm gonna do a sweet flip, which makes me harder to hit.
You can disengage.
No, because I want to be able to shoot him.
Okay, so
I'm just gonna run.
You're just doing flips. Okay, he's gonna try to take a strike at you. Then
At disadvantage because I'm doing a sweet flip.
That's not how it works.
I think that's how it works.
I think I'll allow it.
Okay.
Good try, though. That'll be a 24 to hit.
That does hit me.
Okay. That'll be 11 slashing and 12 poison. How are you looking?
I'm doing math. Oh no. Not good. Not good at all. I'm gonna make it to my brother.
Alright.
I'm gonna use my action to shoot at him.
Do it. Disadvantage because you're afraid.
Oh crap. Yeah, okay. That's okay.
It's fine. He's not hard to hit.
I take 3 shots. Ooh. 14.
Okay, that misses.
Okay, that's better. 22.
Hits.
Oh, that's even better. 28.
Hits.
Okay. 2 damages. Hunter's mark. $29 points of piercing damage.
Okay, 29 total, or are we still adding to that?
29 total for the 2
Okay.
shots.
All right.
Does he look bad?
He's starting to look pretty bad, yeah.
Action surge.
Oh, shit.
I shoot him 3 more times.
All right. He's shot, still disadvantage.
That's okay. That's really good. 28.
Yep, that hits.
Ooh. 16?
Misses.
Dang it. 23.
Hits.
Okay. $30 piercing damage.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, eat it.
He did. All right, so after all shot, yeah, he's still up, but is looking real rough now. A pincushion as the arrows now kind of slough out of his form, standing in the middle of this cloud kill spell. Okay, that ends your turn. I really want to use another legendary action right before Apollo goes.
Please. Let me go.
He is going to use a legendary action. To try to decide what to do. Okay, he is going to use a legendary action and just extend a finger towards you. Apollo, as you're about to go, I need to make a Constitution saving throw as these insects now swarm up and over you and begin to bite onto you.
$22.
Just succeed.
Whew.
Somebody's gonna fail on that eventually. All right, that's all he does. Your turn.
God, jerk. Okay, I had this whole thing, and now I've forgotten what I was gonna do.
Remember, you're hasted.
Yes, I am hasted, so I get that extra action.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is everyone within 60 feet of me?
Yeah, because everybody's moved closer to you at this point.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to... I don't think I think Shiva's the only one that's more than 30 feet away from me, right? Because Anubis is right next. Isn't Anubis?
No, Shiva's run closer, so Shiva would be within 30 feet of you at this point.
Okay, so everyone's within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to use Counter Charm.
Okay.
Which I sing and play a song. I'm going to play Eye of the Beholder by... oh my god. Metallica. There we go.
Okay.
So Eye of the Beholder by Metallica is currently playing for Counter Charm. And basically that's...
Okay.
we have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Fair.
Any friendly creature within 30 feet.
All right. So you begin to use one of your actions to... Or you use your main action to do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
and it ends at the...
Essentially, you
my
can use your
next turn.
action every turn to continue to do that if you want to. But yeah.
Yeah.
it'll last till the next
So use
one.
Counter Charm. And then for my haste action, I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, there's so much going on. Okay. Does a 24 hit?
24 hits.
Okay. $17 damage.
Whew.
And then for my bonus action,
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word at 4th level.
Okay. I assume on all your companions.
Yeah, on all my companions. Yes! Oh my god. Okay. Where's my spell casting? There we go. Okay. Sorry, there's so much happening.
It's fine.
So everyone gains 13 hit points.
Solid. Okay. 13 hit points acquired. Stay where you're at.
Is there a cloud of things?
There's still a big cloud in front of you with that. You can see the glowing eyes of Beelzebub staring out from
Is
inside
he
of-
making concentration checks?
He might be.
I'm just curious. I did a whole lot of damage.
You did.
And I'm gonna back it up.
He might also have some legendary resistances.
Good for him.
All right. You back up a bit to get out of the immediate range of the cloud. That will put it end of Apollo's turn. He's just going to go around the world with this. Anubis, before your turn starts, he's going to use a legendary action to look towards you and use you to make a Constitution saving throw.
And now that you're within 10 feet of me, maybe with all the repositioning you have, +5.
Yeah, I'll say you can be within you guys can all be within each other.
27.
You succeed. All right. What you got?
Well, he's not looking really good, right?
No, not looking great.
Cool. He needs to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
18.
Dexterity, where's that? Okay. He is going to succeed on that.
Cool. He still takes a whole bunch of damage because I'm going to disintegrate him.
On a successful save, they don't take any damage from disintegrate.
Really?
Yeah. There's no half damage on a success in this spell.
That's it. I read that wrong, or I might have put it in wrong.
Yeah.
Wow,
So-
they did change that.
I think it's always been that way.
I might be thinking of a previous edition.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
yeah, that sucks.
But I mean, still, he had to put in some effort to avoid that. You extend a finger in his direction. The sickly green ray goes shooting out towards him, and he is just able to turn out of the way as the disintegrate goes streaking and shrieking past, hitting a section of the darkness, which seems to then sort of evaporate away. Anything else?
Is he still hovering?
He's on the ground, but he's within the ground.
Okay, cool.
He's hovering for a dramatic effect.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I should have asked that sooner. Because my Hound of Ill Omen automatically goes towards him, and he has disadvantage on all of my spells.
Okay. He still would have.
Okay.
Succeeded. He used a legendary action.
On it.
Yeah. So he failed, but he chose to succeed.
Can I use my divine thingy to cancel that out? To cancel out his legendary action, so he has to roll?
You could give him disadvantage on it, or you could make him do it again. Either way, if he fails, he uses the legendary action.
Okay.
So, I sort of interpret the legendary action as being almost his version of
the divine
you guys have. Because they didn't want to just give you guys legendary resistance, because that wasn't as fun. But yeah, or legendary resistance, not action, sorry. The hound does go towards him, though. Automatically?
Yeah, on the turn, it automatically runs towards him.
Okay. The hound needs to make a constitution saving throw unless it's immune to poison.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
So, Hound of Ill Omen. Where is his sheet? There it is. Wow, he did better than I did. 20?
That fails.
Okay.
So he takes 22 poison damage.
Okay, that's fine. He's still up.
Okay, good. But he makes it up. Does he attack, or does he just...
Yeah, he attacks.
Okay.
So... 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Nice. All right. Okay, it says that if the target is a creature, would he be considered a creature?
Yeah.
Cool. So he has to make a strength saving throw of 13.
Oh, he succeeds on it.
Okay, so he's not knocked prone.
No.
5 points of damage, though.
Okay. 5 points of damage. All right.
Cool. That's it.
Okay. That will put it to Shiva's turn. He's going to do one last attempt to get this to work on somebody. Shiva, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I am probably the most likely candidate for this. Come on, roll well for once. That's a 19.
That fails. So you are poisoned.
Okay.
As the bugs kind of swarm around you, mean to bite into you, and you are unable to resist that time.
Yep, so this is the disadvantage on attack rolls one?
Yeah, just a standard poison condition.
Okay. Okay, but so now it's my turn?
Yes, it is.
Now see, I could action and undo it with lay on hands,
You good?
but I haven't been able to actually attack him for real, like full on once yet. Would I be able to get to him with 30 feet of movement, even going into the cloud?
You could.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to charge at him into the cloud.
Okay. Constitution saving throw?
Yep. That's a 24. Where was that when I was getting poisoned?
That does succeed, so you only take half damage.
Which is probably better.
15 points of poison damage.
Okay. Let me math that quickly. Okay. Okay, so now I'm up in his face. Let me try and Great Axe him at disadvantage, but this macro has the 2 attacks in.
Okay.
So that's a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that's 15 slashing and 8 radiant damage.
All right. That's 23.
All right. Let's see. I will. Hmm.
He's looking pretty rough at this point.
Yeah. I'm just thinking it would have been smarter to do this. I don't. All my smites are bonus actions, and it would have been smarter to do that ahead of time. But so, I will try and hit him again with the great axe.
Okay.
Well, that's a nat 1.
Yep.
But
That is one.
yeah, but I will follow that up with bonus action, having the spiritual weapon trident attack.
Okay.
So that's 1d20 plus 10, and then again for disadvantage. That's a 14.
That also misses.
Can I? He looks really rough, right?
He's looking pretty rough.
Can I use my divine thing to give Shiva another attack?
Yeah, you could use it to let him re-roll one of those attacks if you want.
I'll do that because I want him dead.
Okay.
Alright.
You want to re-roll your second great axe attack?
Yep, will do. Thank you. That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
So that's 8 slashing and 8 more radiant.
All right. All right. He's still up, but he is very, very badly off.
All right. I'm trying to think. I don't think I can do anything else. Yeah.
Okay. He's out of legendary actions. He's just gonna get this last turn. Bit of desperation. I don't think that'll be enough to get that back. Nope. Darn it. He is going to. He's really out of shit right now. Okay.
Hit me! I dare you! Come at me, bro!
You have done a lot of damage. He is going to kind of shrieking like a vampire, kind of comes out of the cloud kill and is going to attack. Yeah, he's going to kind of plant himself right in the middle of all of you and is going to attack. We'll do the first one against Shiva.
He moved, right?
Yes, he did.
My hound takes an attack of opportunity.
Okay, go for it.
I would as well.
Oh, yeah, because you're in melee.
Yep.
Yeah, you are.
Does he still move?
Yeah, no, he's still going to move. He doesn't want to be near you.
All right. So, with disadvantage 16.
That misses.
I'm going to use one of my divine shards to re-roll that.
Okay.
20.
18.
Okay, 20 hits, 18 hits.
Okay, so that is 14 slashing plus 5 radiant.
Okay.
8 points of damage.
Okay. How did the two of you want to do this?
Let's see. As I see him like starting to disperse, I will say, in my various incarnations, I'm alternately known as the creator and the preserver, but today I am the destroyer, and just cleave the great axe through, and just he can't reconstitute from that.
All right. Dog contributes to this.
Yeah. As that happens, I just say that the dog basically does the rip at the hamstrings, so he can't move, and then Shiva just
Sets up for that. Okay, so the hound locks on to the legs as he is flying away, shrieking out of the cloud towards Artemis and Apollo, trying to take them down as they are looking weakened. Clamps onto him, pulls him to the ground as he's wheeling around, jaw sort of dislocated, hanging there, sharp needle-like teeth. Shiva, you carve through with your great axe, sending the head flying, and it all sort of dissolves away. Well done. So the music sort of plays, and there's this fanfare that ensues in that moment, and the lights sort of come back on. The whole room sort of fades into white. You're not on the stage, but there's this sort of white endless space in every direction. Let's see. For the action, no one went unconscious, so no one lost any points. You all get 3 for having defeated the entity, and the killing blow gets an extra 1 point on top of that. However, since the killing blow was shared between the two of you, I think you both get 1 point there, which I think brings us even closer to neck and neck with each other.
Yeah.
And as you're sort of standing in this space, there's one more gate ahead of you. This one above it reads temptation.
Is the maestro anywhere to be seen, or is it
No.
just us?
It's just you guys right now. Do you all head through the gate?
Yes.
Shiva's not poisoned anymore, is he?
How long is he poisoned for? You make another saving throw at the end of each of your turns, so given a little bit, I think eventually he's going to succeed on that. So,
Okay.
But he's like not going to take damage.
No, he's not taking damage. Just
Okay.
anything you guys want to do before heading through the last gate?
I was going to cast protection from poison, but
Okay.
he doesn't. If he doesn't need it,
I don't think you would know it. It sort of it begins to diminish and fade.
Cool.
It's one of the spell slot.
And do we get the sense that the maestro would let us sit for an hour and use hit dice?
That is your decision to make. He's not there, so he's not standing there tapping on his watch. So, you guys want to take a short rest?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Couldn't hurt. I'm
Go
sure
for it.
someone could use some healing.
As she stares at you, very daggers.
He's like in the chat, like, come over here, I'll heal you.
All right. You guys want to roll
did.
some? You can roll some hit dice first, and then use some healing if you want on top of that.
And I'll use one of my bardic inspirations.
Your
Song of Rest.
Song of Rest. Okay, you don't have to expend a bardic inspiration for that. It just happens. You took a short rest.
Okay, cool. Then
So
I'll
everybody gets to roll an additional. Is it a D8?
a D10.
D10. Nice. Everybody had additional D10 to their heals.
Well, I roll well when I'm healing. So I'm back to maxed out.
All right. Let's see. Anybody else still rolling?
Yeah,
Oh, you're-
I'm good.
I am, hang on.
Okay. Now that you've killed one of the lords of hell.
Diablo!
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 Diablo Espanol.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca, Diablo?
Wow.
¿Cuál es tu teléfono?
Sí se puede.
That's the extent of my Spanish.
I rolled hit dice enough to get myself back up exactly to my maximum hit points.
Nice. Cool.
Nice.
Math is great. Ooh, I also get some back.
After taking a short rest, using some of your divine energies to heal yourself, you look towards the gate, still shimmering there. And I assume you all step through the gate. As you do, you step out into another room. And it's familiar because it looks a lot like the opera house, but another room in this opera house, sort of a holding room or a green room, you might say. Just off the stage, somewhere back in the bowels of the the grand building. It's a fairly large space, about 50 foot across, same sort of decorations, finery, couches, and beautiful ostentatious interior. And there's a door on the far side, which would appear, and Apollo, I think, would definitely know, would probably lead out in the direction to the hallways leading to the stage to make your way back to where you came from. And you can hear music in the distance playing the finale as it's growing. However, in the room, sitting by the door in the corner on a small stool is a figure that appears to be dead. There is a skeleton sitting there, dressed in the garb of a jester. And it doesn't move at first. And then you watch as the head kind of turns in your direction and the teeth chatter. And it says, "Hello! Welcome! I'm glad you all made it! I'm here for your final test, should you wish to take it. You may leave at any time if you wish. However, some of you are doing better than others, and I have the ability to give some of you a distinct advantage should you wish to take it." He says, "I have in my possession, gifted to me by the maestro himself, an item that can give one of you or all of you a distinct advantage over another, but may have a side effect to it. It is your choice should you wish to use it." And he pulls out a deck of cards.
Some people at home are like, why'd they all react that way?
Which I believe are now at the bottom of your screens. He says, "You may draw from this deck these magically enchanted cards, which may gift you items, powers, wonders beyond measure, enough to perhaps put you in the lead of this competition. But beware that there is great calamity in this deck as well. You may each draw once, but you may draw as many cards as you wish. And, to be fair, we will go in the order of choosing from the current loser to the current victor. So, where do the points stand at this point? I believe I know that I think Shiva is... No.
Anubis is
Anubis is in the
behind
bottom.
by
Apollo and me are tied for first.
Yeah.
15, 14, 13.
So close. So I'm going to let you know a couple of things. So the deck has many different effects, beneficial, detrimental. Most of them will sort of calculate the points based on beneficial effects. I think an item will count for 1 point, so on and so forth. But for the purposes of this, just so everyone is aware, each point of divinity is going to effectively equate to 1,000 XP. So if you get an item that grants you XP, that will convert to divinity. Savvy?
Yes?
So, Anubis, you can go first as the skeleton turns towards you.
I've lived quite a while. I might as well. Screw it. He's gonna pull 3. Because why not? Yeah.
All right.
Do I just click it or do you do it?
Nope, I'm gonna deal the cards to you. I'm gonna shuffle.
Watch it be like all horrendous.
Deal. I'm gonna deal 3 cards to scroll. Anubis. All right. Should have your 3 cards now.
All right.
I want you to just put them down on the mat so everybody can see them.
It's 1. Oh, did it
One.
not?
Is it not working?
Hold on, let me see. 1. No, it keeps going back to.
Let's see.
Unless I'm doing something horribly wrong.
Well, let's see. I'm just gonna. I dealt them to you, so I'm just gonna steal them. So
Okay.
It's like freezing. Oh, roll 20. I want everyone to be able to see these because they look super cool.
Hold on. Let me see if. And there you go.
There we go.
It finally prompted, hey, do you want
There you
him
go.
to steal it?
So you received the Comet,
Mm-hmm. The Void.
the Void.
This sounds like fun.
It's amazing.
You gonna die?
And wait for it, in Ruin.
And Ruin.
It's amazing.
Whew. So there's a moment here where Anubis takes the 3 cards from the deck, and you see this sort of shimmer around him, and you pull the first card and lay it out, the Comet. You feel this surge of energy course through you, this power that you've never felt before, this invincibility that you could take on anyone in this room single-handedly. You could take on the gods themselves, the titans that reigned before, single-handedly, as this power whelms through you. However, as the second card goes down, suddenly the power vanishes. Everything you're holding vanishes. The armor that you're wearing vanishes. Everything you had in your senses, the pyramids, the iconography, every bit of worship upon the mortal world dedicated to you disappears. And with one last look, as you draw the final card in the void, you realize what's going to happen in this moment, and there's a black orb that sort of forms in the center of the room, and you see the essence pulled from Anubis, his divinity, everything drawn from him, as he falls back, sand and bone and dust collapsing on the ground, and his soul drawn from his body, and then vanishes. The skeleton looks at the cards and says, "Could it have gotten much worse than that?" I will take those back, and the cards sort of vanish, and the deck is refilled.
Oh no!
Watch as they're all ruined and void except for that one comment.
No, I can assure you, all 22 cards are in this deck. He looks to Shiva.
All things must come to an end at one point or another, and Shiva will draw 2 cards.
2 cards. Okay, so I'm going to do this the same way, where I'm going to deal the 2 cards. Well, actually, I'll just deal them to myself and then throw them out on the table, because I think that's going to be the...
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to see them first and make sure I'm not cheating all of you in some way, but
That's fine.
if it's not letting you guys throw them down, which I don't know why. Let's see. I'll deal it to myself. Okay. You receive the Fates and Talons. So, with the first card, all right, the first card is thrown down, and the as the fates is drawn, suddenly there's this point of clairvoyance, this understanding of what is about to happen. As you draw the fates, reality's fabric unravels and spins anew, allowing you to avoid or erase one event as if it never happened. You can use this magic as soon as you draw the card or at any other time before you die.
Okay.
Because, and I think I'll allow this to take effect as the second card is beginning to go down. Talons, you realize in this moment that this card spells disaster. I'll even tell you what it is, because you have this sort of on presence. Every magic item you wear or carry disintegrates. Artifacts in your possession are destroyed, aren't destroyed, do vanish. And this is sort of going to interpret it that it's probably going to lose. You're going to lose some shit from this.
Yeah. Any chance I could use one of my sacred fragments to redraw Talon card?
Yeah, you can use a sacred fragment to
Yeah,
undo
because
that.
I want to save the fates for something that may be a bit more disastrous than that.
Sure. You expend your second divine fragment.
Yep.
All right. That will. I'll just draw again from the deck. Give one card to me. You draw the balance card. Oh, this is interesting. What's your alignment?
Lawful good.
Okay. Your mind suffers retching alteration, causing your alignment to change. Lawful becomes chaotic, good becomes evil, and vice versa. If you're true, neutral, or aligned, this card has no effect on you. Suddenly, Shiva, the creator, goes total destroyer. You don't have to suddenly lose control of your faculties, but there is this shift to you. And I think it exists across time, spanning to all of your acolytes, where essentially just dooming the world to the wrath of Shiva and Shiva's followers. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let that one stand.
And you all see Shiva kind of in this moment take on sort of a darker form. Any sort of brilliance of light is sort of replaced with this dark, and I see a little bit of red around the irises, going a little visibly evil at this moment. Given that you guys are gods.
It's like Fable.
Yeah, sort of like Fable. Horns being there. No. All right. So I think all in all, you you come out pretty well on that. I'm going to say that doesn't really affect or diminish your divinity.
Okay.
But you can use your fates card to undo something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He turns to the twins.
Age before beauty. Go ahead, Artemis.
I look at my brother. You know I let no man guide my destiny. Don't roll your eyes at me. We can win together.
We can win together. So I draw the card, you draw the card, who's drawing the card?
We don't.
That's...
If we do nothing, we've won!
Fine. God, you were the least fun sibling. I hope you know that.
No! I like winning. And I would not leave you behind.
Okay, fine. That's fair.
I do nothing.
I do not draw a card.
You're muted.
Okay.
Do I have any sense that I might be able to Fates undo the entire first challenge?
Yeah. Event
Ooh.
as if it never happened.
And
You
then
could-
nobody gets any points.
Yeah, you could erase the first event and see how that shakes out.
And that'd probably put me above the twins. And I mean, now I'm chaotic evil, so I kind of have to. They're not pleased. So, yep, that's how I'm going to attempt to use the Fates card.
I use one of my sacred fragments to stop him.
Huh. Okay, so the fragments can be used to undo an event that occurred in the last 6 seconds. So his ability is going to happen. What you do with the face is going to happen. You can erase that event. You can use a fragment to stop him from doing that, but he could do it again. It's not going to.
What?
It's going to
It would
because
give me back the Fates card.
it's going to give him back the face card because that was more than 6 seconds ago at this point.
What about the balance card?
His drawing was more than 6 seconds ago as you guys were having that conversations, but you could still draw cards. However, as the challenge, I think this is what happens though. As he does that, you don't even know the challenge happened. It's just gone. So any points that anyone received during that first challenge. So 5 points went to Apollo, 4 points went to Artemis, 3 points went to Shiva, and 2 went to
3 went to Anubis, 2 to Shiva. I did the worst in that one.
Okay, so Shiva reduced it by 2. Okay, so where does that put everyone with points?
Dead.
I'm at 12 now.
10.
11.
So you guys can still draw cards if you want. Because that didn't happen. So as far as you know at this moment, you're in second and third place.
Together or not at all.
Together or not at all? I say we go together.
Or we draw a card together.
Each draw a card.
Can we draw the same card?
Sure. I'd let you take one.
I thought you
card.
meant each take one.
I'd let you each. You can do either way you want. You can each draw a card, or I'll let you you draw one card and it applies to both of you.
Ooh, that's so dangerous. If you want to go all in together, then let's go all in together.
Let's do it.
All right, one card for the both.
One card.
All right. I'm gonna deal one card.
Void for both of you.
At least we go together.
So no, this card does Knight. All right. I think this one, let's see. Knight, you gain your service a 4th level fighter who appears in the space of that you choose within 30 feet of you. The fighter is the same race as you and serves you loyally until death, believing the Fates has drawn him or her to you. You control this character.
The Fates literally did, yeah.
Here's what I think happens in this moment. A figure appears before you. I'm trying to decide which one. A a figure appears before you, and I think you draw the card, and you're not really, you kind of have that instinct of knowing you're about to receive some sort of boon, and this glowing portal appears, and stepping through it is not who you expect. You see a hunched over, bearded man with a long sort of kind of scraggly white beard, bushy, wearing robes kind of tied together, traditional Greek apparel. And you recognize this person as being the poet Homer, standing before you. And he doesn't say anything in that moment, but he gives a deep bow and sort of vanishes, dissolving into the ether around you. I'm going to say, as a result of that, you receive 1 divinity each. So I believe that puts Artemis and Shiva tied for first, Apollo at second, and the remaining. And
Anubis still dead.
is gone.
Anubis is dead.
Not dead, but doesn't have anything anymore, and is just gone. So you both realize in this moment that you are tied for first place. And the skeletal figure looks and says, "That's not very exciting, is it? Never had a tie before. Don't know how to resolve this. Well, I suppose the one that lost might get another chance at things, or you could fight each other to the death, but again, that seems mundane and boring. So here's what I'll do. I know I said 1 card drawn or 1 time drawing each. I'll let you draw again if you wish."
Yeah, gonna draw 1 more card.
All right.
Because I'm chaotic now.
1 card to myself. I could not have written that better if I had thought, as Shiva draws a card from the deck, holding the void in hand. The blackness takes effect and immediately rips everything from you. And your soul and mind are cast into nothing as Shiva's body then falls to the floor.
Well, I think that settles that.
Says, I suppose we have a victor now with Lady Artemis?
I use one of my sacred fragments to change the results. This is so much math that I don't want to think about because it was like 2 hours ago, to change the results of one of the challenges so me and Apollo are tied for points.
Okay. So
Can I like change the outcome? I feel like I'm a god.
the fragment specifically, the way I did,
I'm trying to be narratively interesting, and you keep taking it away from me.
For the sake of plot.
You can undo one effect that happened in the last 6 seconds. Give you the opportunity to re-roll any ability check, saving throw, attack rolls, like that. How many divine fragments do you have left?
I have 2, because you keep letting me not use them.
All right. For the sake of narrative and resolving this, if you guys aren't gonna, I know you two aren't gonna draw against yourselves. So, for the sake of everybody getting their comeuppance and undoing all that, I say You can channel your divine fragments to essentially give him another point. You can't undo the event, but I'm gonna say you can use your own fragments to like bestow upon him the divinity that he needs to not be in second place.
Okay, I do that.
Okay. All right.
And now we have another tie.
Now you have another tie. And the skeleton just like throws the cards and says, I give up. We had a winner, now we don't. Fine. The two of you can win. Please leave. I'll stay here and draw the cards myself. He's going to deal some cards to himself.
What does he get? What does he get?
Oh, I just gave everyone cards. That's not what I meant to do.
Sweet. Let's draw.
No.
No, dang it.
No, I think what happens is the two of you leave the room and you hear kind of like some flashing and some like lights going off inside, some kind of noises, and you hear this mass like, and then the whole like doorway just like blown off its hinges, and then it's all sucked inwards. So stuff happened. You're not exactly sure what, but it was horrible. As the two of you make your way out to the stage once again, stepping out as the curtains open into the opera house, you see there is a different showing before you. The opera house is filled with people. You see gods and heroes and mythical figures all lining the balconies and the rows and the ceilings, and the just standing and giving a uproarious applause as the two of you step out on the stage. You see out in the audience familiar faces. You see some that are not so familiar. And the maestro is conducting the orchestra and turns back towards you and gives a smile as he lays down his baton and walks up and says, well, this has never happened before, but I suppose there's a first time for everything, and I am delighted to see how this has all transpired. A shame what happened to Shiva and Anubis. I suppose we should fetch them in due time, but for now we'll leave them be, and all will be in its right place. We're debating what to do. Never had two winners before, and not enough power to restore the two of you to your full glory, so some accommodations need to be made. You'll each be granted the fragment of the power that we have promised you, but the two of you will now serve in eternity as the twin gods and goddesses of your respective domains. I'll let you work out the details on that based on your preferences. For now, yes.
So does that mean I'm the god of women now?
No.
Damn it. I was worth a shot.
He says, all that aside, I'll let you work that out on your own, but congratulations. Enjoy the festivities and enjoy the spotlight as you are our victors today. And turns back, and the people in the audience begin to clap and applaud your heroism.
I bow. I take a few bows. I wave. Soaking up the spotlight.
All right. And with that, the curtains begin to draw, the lights fade, and the performance ends. And that's the end of the game. Well done, everyone. So that got a little dramatic there in the end. But you guys were creative, and I appreciated that. Can't believe we drew 2 void cards, but yes, 1 in 22 chance. So we'll go ahead and wrap up things there. If you're watching this, if we manage to get up on YouTube, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was, like I said, a little bit weird. Not typical D&D one-shot frivolities, but hopefully it was enjoyable to watch. We have we have plenty of other shows for you to enjoy on this here YouTube page. But if you are interested in anything else going on the channel, make sure you go over to our Twitter and you can get announcements and see all of our upcoming shows and anything else we're going to be playing. We also have a giveaway going on right now. Again, all the details for that on our Twitch page. But if you want to win a copy of Mordecai's Home of Foes, as well as other cool Game Nights merch, check that out. It's pinned at the top of the page right now. Otherwise, thank you to my players who bared with me on all of this and enjoyed the journey. And we'll be back to do this more. Not this exactly, but more one-shots and more D&D and more fun in the future. But until then, thank you all for watching, and good game. Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.